Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG tournament vlog. We're here today at my home store, Comfy Hobbies, to play in their new Destined Rivals format tournament. This is a double box tournament, so there's going to be 6 rounds in total. First place gets a full booster box of the new Team Rocket's Destined Rivals set. I'm actually going to be playing a very fun deck that I've never actually played in real life before. This is a deck that I'm actually surprised why I haven't played it yet, but it came out in Journeys Together. We're talking about Zacian EX. Zacian V, one of my favorite Pokemon cards and just Pokemon of all time. I had to retire it when the rotation hit, but now we have Hop's Zacian EX, and we're gonna have some fun with that today. Now there's a couple different versions that you can play for it, but the one that we're opting for today has the Monkey Dories in it with the dark energies, and also the brand new inclusion is Team Rocket's Bomb, where you flip a coin. If heads, you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If tails, you can just put it on your own Pokemon in the active. And if you have Monkey Dory on the board, it's just basically a guaranteed 20 damage. So the tournament's gonna start in about 5 minutes. I am very, very excited. And of course, if you guys wanna see a full deck profile video on the deck we're playing today, I'll have it up on the channel. If you guys wanna buy any Pokemon cards at all, of course, check out the sponsor of the channel, Comfy Hobbies. You guys can use code SneakerTalk to save 5% off. That works in-store and online, so just make sure you mention it and they'll hook you up. Round 1 just wrapped up. We played against Raging Bolt with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, and this is a little bit of a scarier matchup because my deck is really good at like picking apart those other decks that involve evolving. We have 2 Devos in our list. We like to pick out those small Pokemon for those cheeky bonus prize turns. However, all the Pokemon in Raging Bolt, Teal Mask Ogerpon are all massive, big EX Pokemon, so that game plan kind of goes out the window. It also kind of goes out the window too when you're whiffing attachments per turn and you're heavily relying on your Hop's Choice Band, that's the one. Now unfortunately, while we were not only just whiffing energy attachments on certain turns, we also prized 2 of our Choice Bands. So our Arvins were not super helpful in the later point of the game because I only had 2 to use in my entire deck during the entire match. Unfortunately, my very first attack in this game was against their Delibird, the future, what is it, the water one? The Penguin, the Pingu, what is it? I can't remember the name. Our first attack was on that, and it's not a very useful attack. We want to be attacking the main attackers, especially because when that bird hits the bench, Iron Bundle, that's it. When Iron Bundle hits the bench, it can just run away. So our damage is basically useless at that point. So unfortunately, we had a brickier of a game, and our opponent just got a really, really good start. They had turn 1 Squawkabilly, they got the Teal Mask on the board, Raging Bolts, everything. So they were flying through it. The only big chance I had at a comeback was if my Pokegear were to give me an Iono, and Iono was nowhere to be found. So we hit the research, but it just wasn't enough to get us there. So we're starting off today's tournament with a losing record of 0-1. Hopefully we can bounce back though. Good game to my opponent. Round number 2 just wrapped up. We played against the homie Sean Hargrave on his Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX deck. This Marnie's Grimmsnarl deck is supposedly the hot new best deck on the scene. It's really good. I've said it before on the channel, but it's basically like a Charizard and Dragapult deck in one with insane consistency and so much way to maneuver damage counters on board. Abilities take damage as well per turn. In between turns, you can do some Miraculous locking. There's a lot of diabolical plays you can make and take a lot of big prize card turns. Now this is the kind of deck Zacian EX really wants to hit because we can swing at the bench as long as Shaman's not there, and then we also have our own Monkey Dories to throw the damage right back at them. So this game was quite close, and it was very scary because on my opening turn, one of the only cards I could like really discard was my Devo. I discarded one of my Devos, and Devo is a huge card in this matchup because you want to be able to set up your opponent to have enough damage on them, so when you devote them, you're going to take at least like 2 to 3 prizes depending on the scenario. And that's what we did. We took down a Grimmsnarl EX and then the middle form with the help of Monkey Dory attacking after it was like sob locked into the active, I believe, or Maractus locked. And then we hit him with the Devo, and that was all I needed to really accelerate the board state and accelerate the win. He kept hitting Research instead of Iona when my hand was so empty. So when I played my own Research, I was so happy to see the Jet energy in my hand, because that was the last thing I needed to close out for the game. Just Jet energy, bring in a Zacian, and then swing, and we have the knockout. We only have 1 Jet energy, so if we prize it, we're in a pretty rough spot. So I'm considering maybe putting some more Jet energies in, just because, you know, having that pivot in an energy is really good. And on top of that, there was one, I think, pretty big misplay Sean made where he benched a Cleffa from his buddy Poffin kind of recklessly. And so I was just able to knock it out with the Monkey Dory damage from throwing over 30 back to his side. Good game against Sean, always a fun time playing against him. We're now 1 win, 1 loss, and I think we have 4 more rounds left. There's about, I think, 43 or 45 players in total, 6 rounds as well. So hopefully we hit more of these evolution decks, because hitting the big basics is kind of annoying, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this Zacian EX deck. I've never played it before in real life, so learning about the plays you can make, and just, it's very refreshing not making the same Joltik box plays time and time again. That's one of the big reasons I really like playing Miraidon Dragapult, because you never know what the recons are going to give you, and you can always have some fun time with the Dragapult EX as well. Now, I might go back to playing it at some point, but I want to continue refining my more like mainstream Joltik box, where we do play Wellspring and some other stuff in there too. You guys know I'm a big fan of Galvantula EX as well, one of my favorite like low-key underrated attackers in the deck, but we'll see how we're doing. I'm really enjoying Zacian EX. I might keep playing this more and more as the weeks go by. And there's other versions of this deck I still want to play too, like the Heavy Surfer build, where you switch in with the Valorants and throw a lot of damage on them that way. So we'll see which one works best in this current format, but with all of these Grimmsnarls running around, I think that's probably going to be the main deck I'm going to try and build my deck to kind of counter. And yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Round 3 coming up. Round number 3 just wrapped up when we played against a deck that I was hoping to hit, a very popular deck, also known as one of the best decks in the format, Dragapult EX. Now this is a deck that likes to abuse that little evil cabbage, the Badoo, but this Badoo is a Pokemon that Zacian can easily just take apart once it's on the bench. So all you need to do is a little Iron Bundle magic, and you can get that free, easy knockout. And on top of that, we are resistant to grass. So the Badoo's only thing it does is the item lock, no 10 damage. We were able to, actually, we had, our opening hand was crazy. It was Arven, Hop's Band, and then we had 4 Nest Balls. All 4 Nest Balls turn 1. So I'm just playing Nest Balls one after the other, setting up my board exactly how I want. And I could tell my opponent was stressed. He was shaking his head no the whole first turn because he was not able to set up like he wanted to. He just had the Badoo and Fez. Not even a Dreepy hit the board on his turn 1. So on his following turns, he was able to set up some Dreepies, but my lead was just so big. He hit me with the Unfair Stamp, and I got Unfair Stamped into Devolution and Professor's Research. And then my draw for turn was Pokegear. So we were just able to pop off and run away with it. My opponent scooped after a couple turns because it was just not looking good for him at all. So very happy with the Dragapult matchup. Probably one of the better matchups for Zacian EX. Definitely hoping that we can hit some more down the road. We definitely have like really good matchups into a bunch of these smaller evolution decks just because they have so many small little Pokemon out there. But Gardevoir is the deck I want to hit. I want to see how it's like against that. We can do some fun plays where, you know, you clean up a Drifloon or a Screamtail with the either Monkey Dory damage, or you can also do it with the Zacian EX, the Insta Strike attack as well. I'm really enjoying this deck, not gonna lie. We're definitely gonna have to continue playing it more and more and see how the list evolves and adapts. It's not a super popular deck by any means. It's definitely one of the cool road decks out there. Hopefully we can continue the win streak we're in. 2 wins, 1 loss. We'll see how round 4 goes in just a sec. All right, we have a couple more minutes to kill before round number 4, and I'm not playing Miraidon or Joltik Box today. I'm cheating on my entire army, but we have a player here. We got Dylan, who's on the Joltik Box deck today. He's gonna tell me how he's doing in the tournament so far. I heard he's fresh off of a win, so let's check in on Dylan. Dylan, how you doing today, man? How you doing?
2-1.
2-1, okay.
Playing pretty good. My loss was just to Iona to 2. Fez hit nothing, so I mean, there's nothing you can do against that. It was a Dragapult matchup, so I felt pretty good into it, but sometimes you just lose to those late game Ionos. Beat Iron Thorns pretty convincingly.
Iron Thorns?
Got to use Pika twice, and at that point he just couldn't get another thing set up. And I was pretty good into that matchup, and then I just played Rockets.
Team Rockets what?
Yeah.
Mewtwo or something else?
Team Rockets Mewtwo. And he kind of had a slow start, couldn't get a supporter early, and because of that I was able to get a hand set up, and then I hit Arvin for Prime, and then I hit Boss off of Pokegear next, so that was pretty quick. He was kind of in a hole from there.
Yeah.
He couldn't get anything set up on his board.
Why Joltik Box for today's tournament?
Mostly you, to be honest.
Yeah. Nice.
Pretty inspired. I keep seeing your list. Like I started with Joltik Box with the first one you cooked up that was using Power Glass for Pikachu, and that felt pretty strong, but it felt a little inconsistent. It didn't come up as much as I thought it would.
Okay.
The Power Glass play, and I've been bouncing back and forth. I haven't really found a deck in the meta I really liked. I was playing a lot of Ethan's Typhlosion.
Okay, how's that doing for you? Playing it online and stuff, or in person too?
In person and in line. I've overcooked it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm playing a Reller just because Dragapult sounds so bad into the matchup. It's one of those decks that's a good deck, but loses to too much of the meta to be a good deck. So is it really a good deck? So I just figured go for some consistency. I like feeling 50-50 into almost every matchup.
Yeah, Joltik Box feels like that.
Like even Guardy, which I feel is a pretty bad matchup, is still, if you can hands twice, you're in a good spot. So I like the out to the hands. Hands is really, really strong in this format right now. So I kind of swung onto that just for some consistency into the meta.
Any other decks from the Team Rocket set that caught your eye you might want to play other than like Ethan's Typhlosion?
Cynthia's Garchomp.
Okay, yeah, that's
I think
cool
next rotation is actually going to get pretty strong. I think it is. 400's a pretty hard number to hit for a lot of decks. You can kind of help the prize race that way, and free retreat's always really nice.
And you can farm Joltik Box players out there too.
I'm going to start farming some Joltik Box players. I've been lucky. I've been dodging them. I've been weaving and dodging some Cynthia's Garchomps. Just hitting Guardies and Dragapults mostly. So I feel like I'm going to play that. I feel like these decks can't really touch the 400 mark. Maybe there's something there. Right now it's a little inconsistent, a little slow, but I feel like there's something there.
Oh, well, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, of course,
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Good luck, man.
All right, round number 4 wrapped up, and we played against the homie Clayton, one of the little menaces running around here, one of the child prodigies who's pretty good, but we have a winning record against him now. I think we're like 5-3 against him. And today, he was playing Goldengo with Dragapult EX, a deck he told me he doesn't really know how to play. He got peer pressured into playing it today, and we had a really close set. It was really, really fun. Of course, I'm playing Hop Station EX. I lost the coin toss, was chosen to go first, and had a decent start. Was able to get an attachment, and I got a band for my Zacian turn 1. And then on their first turn of attacking, they took a nasty knockout on my Hop Station EX for 5 energies. The E-Search Pro and everything, so they started the race with the 2 prizes that way. My turn, actually, I did start the prize race by knocking out the Gimme Ghoul. I took the first 1 prize on a Gimme Ghoul, and then I unfortunately wasted one of my Rocket's bombs. However, my second Rocket bomb I played later in the game came in clutch. So the next 2 prizes that Clayton took were on my Fezandipity EX. By the end of the game, the prizes that were left was he had 2, I had 3, and they had to go for this miraculous, like miracle kind of play, and then also hit heads on the bomb to go for a 3 prize knockout. So unfortunately, I prized my 1 of 2 Monkey Dories in the deck, and it was also just out of Dark Energies, so I couldn't go for the double Monkey Dory play. So the play was I had to play Research, hit Rocket's bomb in my deck, and that would have to hit heads in order for me to win. So we flipped the coin, hit heads, 30 damage onto his Gimme Ghoul on the bench. We hit heads for the Rocket bomb, and he's in front of me, giving me the thumbs down right now. So we put another 20 onto the Gimme Ghoul, and then I retreat into my Zacian EX. Zacian EX takes out the Goldengo EX and the active for the 2 prizes, and then we knock out the Gimme Ghoul on the bench as well. So we finish it up. There's Clayton. Good game, Clayton. Good game. Always fun playing against him. He always has some high energy. So yeah, we are now 3 wins, 1 loss. We have 2 more rounds left remaining. Let's see if we can close out strong. Round number 5 just wrapped up, and we played against Larissa, one of the other child prodigies here as well. And this game was not as close as I'd like it to be. We were playing against Grimmsnarl EX with, of course, the Frostlass, the new best deck. And this is a matchup where the prizing definitely affected me big time. We prized our beautiful Prime Catcher, and unfortunately, once we were able to pick it up after the 3 prize cards we took, it was too little, too late. Now, we were able to pull off a nice Devolution play. It seems like Devolution is one of the best cards in the deck, especially against Grimmsnarl, but I was kind of having a brickier start. We kept Pokegearing into Arvins when I really just needed to see research instead. And so, yeah, by the end of it, we just weren't able to actually play our proper game, and the Frostlass and the Monkey Dory damage thrown over felt really, really painful.
Hello.
And of course, the Defiance Band. They had the Defiance Band, so they were able to 1-hit KO my Zacian EX with ease. And yeah, we just couldn't get there. So our record now is 3 wins, 2 losses. We're going to try and finish this last one out on a win to try and go for it too. We'll see how we can do. And the homie William right now, the homie William is 5 wins, 0 losses, and I heard he just beat Christian Labella, who also won a regional earlier this season, one of the top players here in the Toronto region. So hoping that if he does well for this last one, he goes 6-0, wins the tournament, and then we could also maybe get a winner's interview with him as well. So crossing our fingers that even though, you know, I can't pop off, I'm hoping that he does. And if he does, he'll get that nice, beautiful Team Rockets booster box for Destined Rivals. But yeah, round 6 is going to start in a couple of minutes. I'm going to relax for a bit and get ready for this next round. And yeah, we'll catch you guys after round number 6. Real quick, before we get to the round 6 recap, let's just open the prize pack we got for entry today and see if we can pull any heat from it. See if we can get anything nice, any EXs or maybe an ace spec from this play pack. We got an Area 0 Underdepth, a Great Tusk, Frostlass, all right, that's really good. Ooh, very nice. Counter Catcher. Can never go wrong with that. And a Hollow Water Energy. Nice, nice. If you want to see 36 more of these opened up, I have a whole booster box opened up on the channel. We do them for every series too, so maybe you want to go binge watch those after this video. Round number 6 just wrapped up when we played against Earl on Gardevoir EX. Now this matchup, honestly, I wasn't too scared about it at first, but then once I realized you got 3 Monkey Dories that can keep moving damage counters over back to my side, and they have the Shaman for some bench barrier protection as well, my deck gets shut down really, really hard. On top of that, in this matchup, my Devolutions were cards I saw very early into my hands, and I was kind of forced to not be able to use them at all. I had to either research them away, I couldn't get full value out of them. So I was getting cooked really, really bad, and although I had a pretty strong lead being able to Iron Bundle my opponent's only Ralts on the board, they were just able to bounce back from that board state of just having Monkey Dory, and yeah, we got destroyed by Earl. Painful tournament today. I'll have my exact standings and placement on screen. Not my best performance, but considering it's my first day playing this deck, I think I'm pretty happy with the results. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course, hit that like button down below. Maybe binge watch some more Pokemon tournament vlogs when I have those cards pop up or in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.